Newspaper readership is down and has been for some time now. More and more people are getting their news online, but we have to make some money from it. So what are people going to be willing to pay for, and how much are they going to be willing to pay? So do you currently read a lot of news online?
I do.
What sites do you browse?
I suppose FT, and I generally search for things that I need. So it's however it comes up on Google.
The free papers I read Evening Standard, and then to buy I would buy Guardian, and online I read Times Online and Guardian.co.uk.
So would you be willing to pay for it if that was sort of necessary? Would you be able to spend the money?
I would, but I would like to know that people who can't afford it have some kind of access to it as well.
I usually evade paying for news online. For products I do, but for news not really.
I think, for example, magazines like The Economist or Time Magazine, they charge you for special content. I think that's fine, but I wouldn't pay for Times Online or BBC Online.
I think it's a matter of what you want to read, and I prefer to read Times Online, so I don't care about that little tiny amount of money that I'm going to pay for Times Online. But, you know, maybe some people prefer BBC Online.
I mean, you wouldn't rather just browse a free site like someone's blog or a local site or something like that?
No, I would rather have something that journalists have gone through and verified and checked.
As long as there is alternatives to the content that you're interested in, then I would go for another site, unless it's it's a site where there is no competitor which could offer the same quality of content.
We've heard from the general public what they think about paying for news online, but what do the experts think? We're going to be speaking to Tony Bonsignore.
If you want quality news, if you want impartial, independent news, I think at some point we're going to have to start paying for it. I think we've had a free ride until now.
But do you think the general public is going to be interested in spending the money?
My heart says yes and my head says no. I kind of think it'll be interesting to see. I kind of hope and I think that ultimately people will realise that you can't get everything for free. A big thing I think will be the BBC. The BBC can't be allowed to be so big and powerful, I suspect.
Do you think people will just go to the BBC rather than a paid-for site then?
That's the problem at the moment. I think that's something the government's going to have to address.
Sure. And what do you think the solution is for that then?
I don't know. I think it's a difficult issue because I love the BBC like everybody else, I think. But the BBC is currently pushing out lots and lots of other media. And so that's going to have to be addressed. I don't know the solution, but something has to change.